Hello everyone, welcome everyone. So looking at the condition of the market, let's try and identify our support zone and our resistance zone. But before we do that, let's look at the month market condition, the daily market condition, the 4 hours market condition, the 1 hour market condition, and 30 minutes market condition, just for us to have an idea what the different market condition is saying. So let's go to the month. Let's zoom the chart a little bit. So looking at the condition of the month's market structure, we are in an uptrend because of the fact that we have a bullish candle and 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 a strong bullish candle. When you say an uptrend, it means the formation of candles, they are all going up. But the formation of an uptrend, this type of formation, you see it maybe in 30 minutes time frame or 1 hour, that you see the candle will create a higher high and a higher low, a higher high and a higher low, a higher high and a higher low. But this is the market, this is the month market structure. So it's very hard for us to have this type of market condition. Sometimes you can see a very strong bullish candle for the candle to continue to go up. Looking at the condition of the month market structure, we are in an uptrend. This month's candle is left with 3 days for this candle to close, and this candle has moved. It's a very strong bullish candle, and this is the high of the recent month's candle, and this is the low of the recent month's candle. This line indicates the low of last month's candle, and this line indicates the low of the previous last month's candle. So it's very important for us to have an idea what the market structure is saying, because gold has really moved up to like 5k. At the moment it's sitting at 5111.51. So let's see what gold wants to do. Let's go to the daily market structure. Looking at the condition of the daily market structure, we are in an uptrend. Let me move this here. Let me bring this here. So we have an uptrend like this, like how I explained to you guys that we'll have a higher high and a higher low and a higher high. So looking at the condition of the daily market structure, so we are in an uptrend. So this place created a higher high and a higher low to form a support zone over here. So we are in an uptrend. Yesterday's candle closed with a rejection bearish candle. Today's candle is here to break the low of this rejection bearish candle, and is here to break the high of this candle. And this candle is left with 15 hours before this candle needs to close. So the best thing is just for us to wait, since this rejection bearish candle was the candle that created a new all-time high on gold. So that means if this candle wants to break the high of this rejection bearish candle, this candle is likely to form a new all-time high on gold. Or the candle can decide to reject up this zone to break the low of this rejection bearish candle, for the candle to close with a bearish candle like this. Let me show you guys. For the candle to close with a bearish candle like this, by which the next candle can decide to give us a bearish candle, so that the market structure can form like a lower low, by which the next candle can give us a bullish candle for it to continue to go up to break this high. Then it will definitely form a new all-time high. So it's very important for us to know what you are expecting the market to give to us before we can decide to take a position. So looking at the condition of the daily market structure, we are in an uptrend. So all we need to do is just for us to be patient, since this recent candle, this like today's candle, is here to break the high of this rejection bearish candle, and it's here to break the low of this candle. So the best thing is just for us to wait. So let's go to the 4 hours. Looking at the condition of the 4 hours, like how I explained to us that the movement of an uptrend is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and a higher low. So we are anticipating for a bullish candle to break this all-time high for it to continue to go up. So that means you are anticipating for a bullish candle to break this all-time high for it to continue to go up, since the trend is an uptrend. Because we have a support zone, a resistance zone, a support zone, a resistance zone. We have a resistance zone over here. So that means we are anticipating for the next candle for it to continue to break this resistance zone over here too. Then if the candle should be able to break this resistance zone, there's a high probability that the candle will have to continue to break this all-time high. So there's a high probability that the candle will continue to break this all-time high at the moment for the trade to continue to go up to create a new all-time high on gold. So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. So but this candle has closed with a bullish candle, the next candle has closed with a bullish candle. So that means this recent 4 hours candle is here to break the high of this bullish candle over here and the low. So let's see if this candle wants to continue to go up to get to this resistance zone, or the candle wants to continue to reject up this zone to break its high for it to close with a bearish candle. And this 4 hours candle is left with 3 hours before this candle will close. So the best thing is just for us to wait. So let's delete this. So let's go to the H1. Looking at the condition of the H1, we have a resistance zone over here. We have a support zone, but this candle closed below this support zone. So that means the best thing is just for us to wait. I love to identify my support zone and my resistance zone using the H1 and the 30 minutes. So looking at the formation of the H1 market structure, so let's see, we have a resistance zone over here. This support zone has been broken, so the best thing is just for us to wait. And then we have a support zone over here. We also have a support zone over here. So hadn't been this candle didn't close below this support zone will still be valid, but for the fact that this candle has closed below this support zone is no longer valid. But we have a recent support over here. So that means we are not looking at this support zone over here, because this candle closed below this support zone. So that means we are looking at this recent support over here. So from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. Since we are anticipating a bullish candle to break this our resistance zone over here, for the next candle to continue to go up to create a new all-time high. Sometimes this candle can decide to break this zone over here and close like this, by which the high of this candle will create a new all-time high on gold, since we are anticipating the candle to continue to go up for it to close the bullish candle like this. So it's very important for us to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So from this resistance zone down to this support zone is a consolidation zone, and we're also anticipating for a bearish candle to break this support zone over here. Let me change this color to red. So we're anticipating for this candle to break this our support zone, for the next candle to continue to come down to get to this support zone over here. Because if there is volume in the market, the volume should be able to push the next candle to break its low, for the candle to continue to come down to get to this support zone. So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we are anticipating the market to give to us. It's not just when the candle is going up or when the candle is coming down, we decide to take a position. The moment you are doing that, that means you are gambling. You are just trading without you kind of having a plan for yourself, because you need to have a plan. A plan, it's something that will guide you while you're trading, because it will tell you if it is the right time for you to take a position or if it is the right time for you to just chill. So at the moment you are trying to analyze the market, so that we'll be able to know when we need to take a position or when we need to chill. So let's go to the 30 minutes time frame so that we'll have a clear view of this consolidation zone. Looking at the condition of the 30 minutes market structure, so our resistance zone is active, our support zone is active. Like I told you guys that this support zone has been broken because this candle closed below this support zone and this candle broke the low of this bearish candle over here. So we are looking at the recent support, and the recent support is over here. And then we also have a support zone over here. Let's adjust this a little bit. So we'll have a support zone over here. We also have a support zone over here. So since from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, let's move our buy anticipation over here. Let's see. Then let's bring this our sell anticipation up here and our consolidation zone here. So from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, and our sell anticipation will be here. So looking at the condition of the market structure, in the next 20 minutes is London open. So the best thing is just for us to wait for volume to come to the market. Since we are anticipating a bullish candle to break this resistance zone and for the candle to break this high, this line over here that shows the new all-time high on gold. So the moment a bullish candle should break it, this candle will end up creating a new all-time high. And if there is volume in the markets, we're also anticipating it for it to create a lower wick for the body of this candle to break the high of this candle over here, for it to continue to go up to close with a bullish candle, by which this candle will also create a new all-time high on gold. So the best thing is just for us to wait, since we are still anticipating it for it to continue to go up. And then we're also anticipating for a bearish candle to break this support zone. Then if there is volume in the market, the candle should be able to continue to come down to fill this week. Therefore, the candle to close with a bearish candle, by which the next candle will have to break the low of this bearish candle over here. Then we can anticipate to take a position for the trade to continue to come down to this our support zone over here. And we also need to understand that from this support zone down to this support zone, we are looking at 1,200 pips. So you need to ask yourself, from this support zone to this support zone, 1,200 pips, and according to your trading plan, like how many pips are you targeting? So if your trading plan says you need to risk like 100 to get like 400, definitely you'll be able to secure a trade in this range. Or if your trading plan says maybe like you need to target like 20 to get like 60 pips, or 50 pips to get like 200 pips or 250 pips, you definitely take a profit in this range. It's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it. This is why I always tell everybody to have a trading plan, because your trading plan will tell you if it is the right time for you to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. All we need to do is just for us to be patient until we are able to identify a structure before we can decide to take a position. So this recent 30 minutes candle is left with 18 minutes before this candle needs to close. Let's zoom the chart a little bit. So this candle hasn't broken the low of this bearish candle, and it hasn't broken the high. So let's see. We have a minor resistance over here. So this candle closed above this minor resistance. That means this minor resistance is no longer valid. So that means this next candle has broken the high of this bearish candle over here, but it hasn't broken the low of this bearish candle. That means this candle wants to continue to go up to get to our resistance zone, since in the next 17 minutes from now is London open. So looking at the condition of the market structure, the best thing is just for us to wait, since this zone over here is being identified as a consolidation zone, so we don't need to do anything. It's best for you to know what you want. Well, if you should come to the market, the first thing you need to do is to look at how the market structure is. Then the next thing is for you to try and identify your zone, but you need to look at the different time frame just for you to have an idea. It's not that for the fact that we look at the month, the daily, the 4 hours, the 1 hour, and the 30 minutes, like there's anything special. It's just for us to have an idea what this different time frame is saying. So looking at the market condition, the best thing is just for us to wait. Let's wait and see until you're able to identify a structure before we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see how this 30 minutes candle want to close. So this 30 minutes candle is left with 14 minutes for the candle to close. So let's see what this candle want to do. You just can want to continue to go up to break this our resistance zone over here. Let's see. Let's see what the candle want to do. Let's measure from the low of this candle down to our resistance zone. We are looking at 270 to 275 pips. So it's very important for us to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us before we'll be able to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's wait for the close of this candle over here. Then before we'll be able to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. Let's see what this candle want to do. I'm just looking at my auto score and trying to see what the different time frame is saying. Because I love to have an idea what the different time frame is saying, just for us to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So if this candle want to continue to go up to get to this our resistance zone over here, so from the low of this candle to our resistance, we are looking at 275 pips. So we're not going to do anything. I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. So for now, let's just wait. Let's see how this candle will close. Since this 30 minutes candle is left with 10 minutes before this candle will close. So just in case of anyone that is joining right now and you don't understand anything, or you guys have a question, you can send your message in this chat box and I'll get back to you guys. Let's see what the market structure want to do. Let's see how this candle want to close. They will be able to anticipate what to do next. So let's wait. Since this 30 minutes candle is left with 9 minutes before this candle needs to close. So let's see. Let's see what the candle want to do. Let's see what the candle want to do. Let's check the 15 minutes time frame. This candle closed with a bullish candle. The next one has broken the high of this bullish candle. So let's see if this 15 minutes time frame, this candle will continue to go up to get to our resistance zone. Let's look at the 5 minutes. Okay. I'd love to have an idea what the different time frame is saying. So let's go back to the 30 minutes. So let's see how this candle will close. Since this candle is left with 8 minutes before this candle needs to close. Let's measure from our resistance zone to our support zone. Let's see the range. We are looking at 756 pips. That's a 754 pips range. That's huge. But the moment, if this candle should close, okay, let me explain something so that you're going to be able to understand what you're anticipating the market to give. So since from this resistance zone to this support zone, we are looking at 754 pips, and that's huge. But if this candle should close the bullish candle, that's the next candle will decide to come down to give us a bearish candle like this. So that means this zone, we'll consider this zone as our recent resistance. And then this resistance zone over here, we need to move this resistance zone to this resistance zone because it's very important for us to kind of have a good range, because you kind of anticipating the market to give you a candle like this, and you kind of anticipating the market to give you a candle like this. There's a high probability that you will see this type of candle movement than you kind of anticipating the market to give you this type of candle movement, because you kind of anticipating the market to give you this type of candle movement. There's a high probability that you will definitely encounter this type of candle movement than you kind of anticipating the markets to give you this strong bullish candle, except there is news in the market or something huge happened before you kind of see this type of candle movement in the market. So just look at how the rest of the candle with their body. So it's very important for you to know what you're anticipating the market to give to you. So you definitely encounter this type of candle movement in the market, and you kind of anticipating this very strong bullish candle. I understand that we also have a support zone over here. So I was kind of anticipating for us to identify this zone as our support zone. So, but let's measure from this support zone down to this support zone. We are looking at 300 pips. So we can as well secure our profits with 300 pips because of the range. So let's see if this candle should close with a bullish candle, and then the next candle should break the high of this bullish candle. So we need to adjust this our support zone to this recent support over here. To this recent support over here. So but let's see. Because we kind of having a very big range. It's not good for us to have a big range, because if we have a big range, so that means we are also anticipating a big candle to break that range. So it's very important for you to know what you want and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. So let's wait for the close of this 30 minutes candle, and then we'll be able to see what the next candle wants to do. But we'll definitely adjust this support to this support. So we'll have to identify this zone as our support zone because of the range. Because from this support zone down to this support zone, we are looking at 300 pips. So there's a high probability that you can get like 200, 150, even 250 self. But if there is volume in the market, the volume will be able to push the candle to this support zone, by which the candle will continue to come down to this support zone over here. So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see. So we have a bearish candle. This candle went up and it broke the high of this bearish candle over here. And this candle is left with 3 minutes before this 30 minutes candle will close. So this candle wants to close with a rejection bearish candle. But we need to wait until the close of this candle so that we'll be able to know if the next candle will have to break the low of this candle and break the low of this candle and close with a bearish candle like this. For the next candle to close with a bearish candle like this, then the moment the next candle we have to break this our support zone, because we will definitely identify this zone as our recent support. So the moment the candle should break this our support zone with our order confirmation, I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position. By which we'll be anticipating the market to continue to come down to break this support zone, for it to continue to go down. Maybe it can close with a bearish candle like this, then we can anticipate for the next one to give us an upper wick, then for the body of the candle to break the low of this bearish candle and close with a bearish candle like this. Then I believe we'll be able to secure our profit. So the best thing is just for us to wait until this candle needs to close, then we will know what the next candle wants to print. So let's wait and see. But once this candle should close, then we'll be able to identify our support zone over here. So let's measure from this support zone down to this resistance zone. We are looking at 435 pips. It's better than you having 754 pips, because you kind of having a good range. It will also determine the next candle. If the next candle we have to give you maybe like 200 pips candle, 150 pips candle, 100 pips candle, or 250 pips candle, for it to continue to go up to give you a bullish candle like the Bible, it will break the high of this all-time high on gold, and then the candle will have to create a new all-time high, by which you'll be able to identify the high of that candle as the recent all-time high. So it's very important for us to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So for now, we don't need to do anything, since you're anticipating for the next candle to respect the high of this bullish candle and close with a bearish candle back in this consolidation zone. So let's wait. Let's see how this candle will close. Let's see. So this candle just closed right now with a rejection bullish candle. So let's see what the next candle wants to do. Let's see what the next candle wants to do. If this next candle, we have to respect the high of this rejection bullish candle and break the low of this candle for it to continue to come down to give us a bearish candle. So let's adjust this recent support. So this, let's just copy it. Our recent support is here. So our recent support. Then this is our recent resistance. So this is a consolidation zone. From this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. So our buy anticipation is here. And then our sell anticipation is here. So the best thing is just for us to wait. Let's see how this next 30 minutes candle want to print. If this 30 minutes candle, we have to respect the low of this bullish candle, because this bullish candle respected the low of this bearish candle. So if this candle wants to respect the low of this bullish candle for it to continue to go up to break the high of this bullish candle, or if this candle wants to respect the high of this bullish candle and break the low, then the candle can decide to close with a bearish candle like this, and close with a bearish candle like this. But from this resistance zone down to this support zone, we are looking at 435 pips. So we can see a candle that will break this zone easily like this. Then for the next candle to give us an upper wick, then the body of the candle can continue to go up to break this our support zone and close the very strong candle like this. So it's very important for us to know what we want from the market and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. So let's see what the candle wants to do. Let's see. So let's see what this next 30 minutes candle want to do. This 30 minutes candle is left with 25 minutes before the candle needs to close. So we are anticipating for it to break the high of this rejection bullish candle or for it to break the low, then it can decide to close with a bearish candle. So, but this is our recent support and these are recent resistance. So from this resistance zone down to this support zone, we are looking at 435 pips. So let's wait. Let's see what we are expecting the market to give to us. Let's see what this candle want to do. So we don't need to do anything. Let's wait. So this is the beginning of London Open. So that means we are anticipating volume to come to the market for us to have a strong bullish candle that will close like this, or have a strong bearish candle that will close like this. Since from this resistance zone down to the support zone, it may consider as a consolidation zone, so we don't need to do anything. Just for us to identify that these are our consolidation zone is very active. Let's use this line. Let's put this line here. So look at how the condition of the market structure is over here. So that means from this resistance zone over here down to this support zone is really a consolidation zone because of how this market structure we have a resistance, a support, a resistance, a support, a minor resistance, a support, a resistance, a support, and a resistance, by which this candle broke this zone over here and then closed a very strong bearish candle. So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it. So this recent 30 minutes candle is about to break the high of this rejection bullish candle. So let's see what the candle wants to do. Since we are anticipating it for it to break the high, then for it to continue to go up to get to our resistance zone. But there's a high probability that since this is the beginning of London Open, that the candle can continue to go up to create a new all-time high on gold. But let's see, since there is volume in the market, because this is the beginning of London Open. So let's see what this candle want to do. And then we're also anticipating it for you to kind of respect the high and close with a bearish candle. So it's very important for you to know what you want and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. So looking at the condition of the market structure, this candle is left with 20 minutes for this candle to close. So let's see what this candle wants to do. This candle is here to break the high of this rejection bullish candle. Let's see what this candle wants to do. Then before we'll be able to anticipate, but I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position, because from the low of this candle over here down to our resistance zone, let's measure it. Let's measure from the low of this candle down to our resistance zone. So we are looking at 212 pips. So you need to ask yourself, because of your trading plan, if your trading plan says you can only risk like 50 pips or 100 pips or 150 pips, and then target like 400 or 300. So it's very important for you to know what you're anticipating the market to give to you. So since from the low of this candle down to our resistance zone, we are looking at 212 pips. So you need to ask yourself, where will you put your stop loss? So, but I'm going to tell us if the candle should continue to go up to break the high of this rejection bullish candle, then for it to continue to go up before the candle gets to this our resistance zone. I'm going to tell us what we need to do. So for now, we don't need to do anything until this candle should feel its weak for it to continue to go up. Then we'll be able to anticipate what we want the market to give to us. Let's wait and see. Let's see what the candle wants to do. Let's see what the candle wants to do. So this candle didn't break the high of this bullish candle over here. Let's zoom the chart a little bit. It didn't break the high. It didn't break the high. See, it didn't break the high. Let's see. I think it broke the high with a very small. It broke the high, but it broke the high. But let's see what this candle wants to do. The candle is left with 17 minutes before this candle will close. Since this candle closed with a rejection bullish candle, this candle closed with a bearish candle. This candle closed with a strong bullish candle. So let's see if the body of this candle will continue to go up to fill the wick. Then the moment the candle will continue to go up, before the candle gets to this our support zone, I'm going to tell us what we need to do. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see how this candle needs to close. The candle is left with 15 minutes, let's see. Because you are expecting volume to come to the market since this is the beginning of London Open. Let me measure this candle and see. Not 334 pips. Let's measure this one. Looking at 323 pips. Let's see what the candle want to do. It's very important for us to have an idea what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So let's see. Let me see the 15 minutes, what the 15 minutes candle is doing. So we have a rejection bearish candle, a rejection bearish candle. So the next 15 minutes candle, we definitely want to break the low of this candle over here for the candle to close with a bearish candle because of the fact that we have two rejection bearish candle. But this is a doji candle. Both of them, they are all doji candles. So let's see if the next candle will continue to break the low of this doji candle and close with a bearish candle of the, or the candle want to continue to go up to break the high of this doji candle. So let's see what the markets want to do. Let's go to the 5 minutes. So we have a bearish candle and a bullish candle. So this candle has broken the low of this bearish candle for it to continue to come down. Let's look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour has broken the high of this bullish candle. So let's see if this 1 hour wants to continue to come down to break the low of this bullish candle for it to continue to come down and close with a bearish candle. This 1 hour is left with 43 minutes before this recent candle needs to close. So let's wait. The 4 hours has broken the high of this bullish candle. So let's see what the 4 hours want to do. If the 4 hours want to continue to go up to get to this our support zone, or if the 4 hours want to continue to come down to close with a bearish candle, because this 4 hours is left with 2 hours before this candle needs to close. It's very important for us to kind of look at the different time frame just for us to have an idea what you're anticipating the market to give to us. So since this recent 30 minutes candle went up to break the high of this bullish candle over here, so this candle wants to continue to come down. But how this candle is moving was how this previous candle also did, in terms of like the candle went up and then came back down and it created a bearish candle as if the candle wants to continue to come down to close with a bearish candle, but the candle end up and close with a rejection bullish candle. So let's see what this candle wants to do. So let's see what this candle wants to do. If this candle wants to continue to come down to break the low of this bullish candle over here, since we are anticipating it for it to close with a bearish candle, because from this resistance zone down to this support zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. So that means this candle can decide to also come down to close with a bearish candle. But before the candle will do that, the candle needs to break the low of this rejection bullish candle and this bearish candle over here. Then we'll be able to have an idea that the candle will close with a bearish candle. But as of now, we don't need to do anything since this 30 minutes candle is left with 11 minutes before this candle needs to close. Let's see what the candle want to do. Let's see what the candle want to do. Just like how the movement of the candle is going up to create a bullish candle, is coming down to create a bearish candle. So this is why it's very important for us not to trade this consolidation zone, because it's very hard for us to know what the candle wants to do, because this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. I also want us for us to look at our left hand side, just for us to have an idea how the market structure was printing side by side. So this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. We are anticipating for a candle to break. These are our support zone, and we are anticipating for a candle to break. These are our resistance zone, but we should be able to anticipate the next candle to create a lower wick for the body of the candle to continue to go up to break the high of the bullish candle that closed above our resistance zone, or for the next candle to create an upper wick, then for the body of the candle to break the low of the bearish candle that closed below this support zone over here. So it's very important for you to know what you want and how you want it. So as of now, we're not going to do anything. The best thing is just for us to wait until the close of this candle. If this candle wants to close with a rejection bearish candle, or with a rejection bullish candle, or the candle wants to close with a doji candle. So the best thing is just for us to wait. In the next 9 minutes is the close of this recent 30 minutes candle. So we don't need to do anything, since right now is the beginning of London Open. Since we are anticipating market to come to the market, so all we need to do is just for us to wait. We don't need to do anything. So we are expecting the volume to come to the market for the volume to continue to push this candle to break our resistance zone, or for the volume to continue to push this candle down to break the low of this bullish candle and this bearish candle, by which the candle can decide to close with a bearish candle. Then the moment to have the formation of candles like that, then we'll be able to anticipate what the next candle wants to print. So let's see how this candle will close. This candle is left with 8 minutes before this candle will close. It's very important for us to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us before we can decide to take a position. This way, you'll be able not to lose your money. It's better for you to have your money secured than for you to rush and open a position and end up with a loss. So don't do that. But if you take if you lose a trade because you followed your trading plan, I can assure you that you won't be bothered. But you need to ask yourself what happened, why did you lose this trade? And if you go back to to journal your trade and then back test to see the reason why you lost that trade, and then you see that there is nothing, like you followed your trading plan and everything, I can assure you that you just accept the loss, because taking a loss is part of the game. So let's just wait. For the fact that you lose today, the market will bless you tomorrow. And the whole thing is all about you kind of anticipating your win to surpass your losses. So let's see how this 30 minutes candle want to close, so I'll be able to anticipate what we want the next candle to give to us. Let's see. Let's see what we are anticipating the market to give to us. This candle is left with 6 minutes for it to close. This 30 minutes candle. It's left with 6 minutes for it to close. Let's see if this candle will close with a strong bullish candle. Let's see how the candle will close. But anyways, guys, if this candle should close in the next 4 minutes time, I'm going to head off. But before I go, let's wait until this candle will close. Let me see how this candle will close. Then I'll be able to explain to you guys what you're anticipating the market to give to us. Because I'll be looking at the chart even when I end this train, I'll also be looking at the chart. The moment I identify a structure, I'm going to take a position. So let's wait until this candle will close. Then I'm going to explain to you guys before I leave. This candle is left with 4 minutes before the candle will close. You see how the candle went up to create a bullish candle, also came back down to create a bearish candle. So let's see what this candle wants to do. This is why it's very important for you to pay attention to the market, just for you to have an idea what you're expecting the market to give to you. It's not just all about if I understand some people they can as well identify this zone to be a resistance and a support, then they can be doing other thing and they can decide to set an alarm here and then an alarm here. So just in case they like the candle should get to this zone, the alarm will have to trigger to let them know that the market has gotten to this level or the market has gotten to this level. I understand that people can choose to do that. So, but you kind of come into the market and spend like 2 hours and 3 hours just to watch how the movement of the candle is very important because you kind of paying attention to it. It adds to your experience and whatever thing that you know. You kind of doing it. You find joy in doing it. Nobody's forcing you to do it. So you don't get tired. Never get tired of watching the chart. I don't get tired. It's something I love to do, so I can sit down patiently and watch how the market structure is. But sometimes you can come to the market and then you didn't see anything. You must not force it. You must not open a position. Don't do it until you're able to identify a structure. Just like how we came to the market, that this candle closed with a bearish candle, have a rejection bullish candle, and this candle is about to close with a rejection bullish candle or a bearish candle. So let's wait until the close of this candle before we are able to anticipate what we want the market to give to us. But looking at how the condition of this market, before this candle, we need to close the bearish candle. This candle needs to break the low of this bullish candle and this bearish candle so that we'll be able to have an idea that this candle wants to close with a rejection bearish candle. So, but this candle can as well decide to close with a rejection bullish candle, just like how this other candle did. That the candle went down to form a bearish candle, but end up and close with a bullish candle. So, but looking at how the condition of the market, it seems at this moment we don't have volume in the market because we usually have volume in the market in London Open. But sometimes you can come to the market and then you will not have volume at that moment, maybe in the next 1 hour or 2 hours before the volume will come to the market. So let's see how this candle will close. Let's see. So the candle is left with 37 seconds for the candle to close. Let's see what the candle wants to do. So this candle has closed with a bullish candle, just like how the previous candle closed. But the candle respected the low of this bullish candle over here. So our plan is we need to wait until we are able to have a bearish candle that will close just like how I drew this box over here. Then the moment the body of the candle should close below this support zone, then we can anticipate the next candle to create an upper wick for the body of that candle to break the low of this bearish candle over here. Then the candle can decide to continue to come down. If there is volume in the market, then for the volume to be able to break this our support zone, then if there is volume in the market, the volume will be able to break this our support zone for the candle to continue to come down to close with a bearish candle like this or a strong bearish candle like this. So I want you guys to know that if this candle should break this our support zone for the candle to continue to come down to get to this place, I will not advise you guys for you to take a position, because you need to ask yourself, where will you put your stop loss? Because from the high of this candle over here to this place, we are looking at 540 554 pips, and that's huge. So we need to wait for a candle to close below this our support zone over here. Then we'll be able to anticipate the next candle to break the low of this candle for it to continue to come down. Because if there is volume in the market, so the moment a candle should close like this, it means there is volume in the market for the next one to continue to come down to break our support zone, by which the candle will continue to come down. Then you'll be able to secure your profit. So let me tell you where you put your stop loss. So if this candle has moved like this, according to your trading plan, if your trading plan says your stop loss should be 50 pips, you need to make sure that you put the stop loss as 50 pips. Then you can target 250 or 200 or 150 for the candle to continue to come down. But this candle needs to create an upper wick first before the body of the candle will continue to come down to break the low. So this is what I'm anticipating the market to give to me. So our buy position, I'm also anticipating this candle for it to continue to break our resistance zone like this. Let me change the color to green. So I'm anticipating the candle to break our resistance zone like this. Then for the body of this candle to close above this our resistance zone. But if there is volume in the market, like a very strong volume, this candle can as well decide to break this all-time high to create a new all-time high on gold. Then the moment this candle should close with a bullish candle like this. So let's measure from the low of this candle down to the high. We are looking at 254 pips. So if your trading plan says you need to risk like 50 pips or 100 pips, so the moment the next candle we have to break the high of this candle over here, then you can decide to take a position. Then you need to set your your stop loss, just like how your trading plan says, like 100 pips or 50 pips. So let's set it at 100 pips. So 100 is here. Then you can decide to take a position, and expecting the candle to give you like 250 or 150 or 200. Then you'll be able to secure your profit. So, but if you see the movement of a candle, that the candle will want to continue, just the same candle of this, the same candle wants to continue to go up and close like this, I will not advise you for you to take a position, because if you are following this kind of movement, it means you are gambling, and there is a high probability that the candle can as well get to this place and reject of this zone and close with a rejection bullish candle. So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything. So the best thing is just for us to wait for the break of our resistance zone or for the break of our support zone, by which we'll be able to anticipate the next candle to break the low or break the high of that candle for it to continue to go up. But you need to understand that it's only when there is volume in the market before you see this type of candle movement. Let's measure this candle from the low of this candle down to the high. We are looking at 264 pips. So it's very important for you to know what you want and how you want it. Since we have a strong bullish candle and a bearish candle and a small body and a small body, that this candle didn't create a wick at the bottom, but it has broken the high of this bullish candle over here. So you need to ask yourself, if this candle wants to continue to go up to give you a very strong bullish candle like this, or the candle wants to close like this, or want to close here. So it's very important for you to know what you want the market to give to you before you can decide to take a position. So for now, we don't need to do anything, since we are anticipating for this candle to break our resistance zone or for the candle to reject of this zone and close with a bearish candle like this. they will be able to anticipate the next one to continue to go up. So it's very important for you to know what you want and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. So I'm going to see you guys on Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We don't usually trade on Wednesday. Our trading days is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So I'm going to see you guys on Thursday. But just in case you have a question or you don't understand anything, you can always message us and we'll definitely get back to you, make you to understand that this is how the thing is and this is how the thing is. So just take care of whatsoever thing that you're doing in terms of trading. Know what you want and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. So I'm going to see you guys on Thursday. Bye for now, everyone. See you guys. Thank you all for joining. All right. Bye for now.